And welcome back. Anne Arundel County Police resolved a manhunt that spanned from here to New York City this week, apprehending a man wanted for murdering his wife after a low-speed chase and using a beanbag shotgun to subdue the suspect. Public Information Officer Justin Mulcahy is here with more on the story, full of twists and turns. Justin.
Thanks, Eric. Michael Kinney was wanted in connection with a murder in New York City back on March 10th. And NYPD developed information indicating that Kinney was traveling to the Millersville area of Anne Arundel County to contact family members. It was also reported that he was driving a white work van which was stolen in New York. Detectives from the Major Crime Section immediately responded to the family's residence and developed a plan to safeguard family members from Kinney. While at the residence, detectives coordinated a safe location in Queen Anne's County, and once at the alternate location, the Queen Anne's County Sheriff's Office assisted by providing periodic checks to further ensure their safety. Throughout the day, detectives and uniformed patrol officers saturated the Millersville area in an attempt to locate Kinney. Additionally, homicide detectives from Anne Arundel County were in constant contact with New York detectives, sharing up-to-date intelligence. Detectives believe that Kinney may wait until darkness to drive to the Millersville home, so a strategy was developed to capture Kinney before he could drive into the community. Around 7 p.m. that evening, members of the Major Crime Section, with assistance from the Quick Response Team, also from K-9, Special Enforcement Team, the Aviation Unit, and patrol officers, they all responded to the area of the Millersville address. While the teams were traveling to the address, a detective conducting surveillance in the neighborhood observed Kinney in an area parking lot with the stolen van. Kinney drove from the parking area, followed by detectives. Detectives waited for additional units to arrive before effecting a traffic stop. When officers activated their lights and siren, Kinney failed to stop. Patrol officers equipped with stop-stick tire deflation devices were deployed to the surrounding roadways in anticipation of Kinney's direction of travel. The suspect, Kinney, maintained a slow speed less than 50 miles per hour while officers followed him on several roads, eventually returning to the original area. Officers equipped with the stop sticks observed Kinney approach their position. One of the officers successfully deployed the device and deflated 2 of the tires on the vehicle. The suspect continued to drive down the street until coming to rest in the 700 block of Matawa Court in Millersville. Once stopped, the suspect failed to comply with the officer's request to exit the vehicle for several minutes. Eventually, members of the Quick Response Team, along with K-9 units, were able to apprehend the wanted fugitive after the use of a less-than-lethal weapon. The less-than-lethal weapon was a shotgun which fires a beanbag projectile. This weapon is meant to stun and temporarily incapacitate a suspect and prove very effective for this incident. Although the suspect was seemingly uninjured by the deployment of the less-than-lethal weapon, pursuant to police department policy, the suspect was treated and released at a local hospital, that being Baltimore-Washington Medical Center. Now, while on the scene of the apprehension, members of the New York Police Department and U.S. Marshal Service arrived. The stolen vehicle was recovered and towed to the Anne Arundel County Evidence Collection Unit for processing. The suspect, Michael Kinney, age 42, of Queens, New York, is being held at the Anne Arundel County Detention Center on a detainer from New York for the outstanding homicide warrant. This was an excellent case worked by several units, from homicide to patrol and special enforcement, to get a fugitive off the street. Moving on now to our second incident, which took place on March 15th. That's around 1:04 in the morning when officers from the Eastern District responded to the area of Elverton Road and Tall Pines Court in Glen Burnie for what came in as a citizen robbery report. When officers got on scene, they spoke with the victim, a 24-year-old female from Glen Burnie, who reported that she was just robbed at gunpoint as she was walking home from the bus stop on Hospital Drive at Elverton Road. The victim indicated that a male suspect approached her from behind, displayed a handgun, and demanded her cell phone and other property. The victim complied, and the suspect was last observed walking across Elverton Road. Several officers along with the K-9 unit and the Aviation Unit canvassed the area, but were unable to locate that suspect. The suspect in this case is being described as a black male, approximately 5 feet 8 inches tall, with a thin build and missing a front tooth, last seen wearing a black stocking cap, black jacket, and black pants. Now, as always, folks, if you have any information on any of the crimes or suspects that we mentioned on the show, don't hesitate to call, email, or text your tip to Metro Crime Stoppers hotline. That number is available 24 hours a day, toll-free at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP, or text message MCS plus your message to crimes at 274-637. Your third option, visit the website at www.metrocrimestoppers.net. Remember, phone calls are not recorded and callers remain anonymous. You might be eligible for a cash reward of up to $2,000. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Justin. That's a great end to the story, right out of the crime dramas on television. Great job by our police department.
Every community has special people who serve as mentors to children. In this week's Community Spotlight, Mark Chang talked to Faye Morrow of the Volunteer Center and a special mentor from the Annapolis area. Mark?
Thank you, Carl and Eric. I'm here with Faye Morrow, Executive Director for the Volunteer Center for Anne Arundel County, and also Pastor Cheryl Menendez, who's Executive Director for the Restoration Community Development Corporation. We're here today to talk about the upcoming 6th Annual Mentor Award Celebration, which will be held on Thursday, March 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. over at the Roger Pitt Moyer Recreation Center in Annapolis. I'd like to start off with you, Faye. Could you tell us a little bit about the Volunteer Center?
Well, thank you, Mark. The Volunteer Center is celebrating its 10th year, our 10th anniversary of helping people volunteer. And one of the main things we like to do is connect willing volunteer mentors and tutors with youth programs that need them really desperately throughout Anne Arundel County. So the Mentoring Awards program is an opportunity for us to celebrate not just the Volunteer Center, but specifically the mentors, tutors, and programs that are making such a difference in lives of children.
Faye, I know you and your organization do a lot of great work, especially with the upcoming Homeless Resource Day, which is going to be in Glen Burnie, and so much work throughout the county. Before we got on camera, I took a look at the program, and it's a great program. There's a lot entailed in it. Could you tell the viewers out there a little bit about what's going to be in the program?
Well, I'd love to. We are celebrating, then this is free, open to the public. Please come on the 31st. We are going to have both individual mentors from all over the county working with children from elementary through high school, plus programs. For instance, the Monarchs, the young women at Annapolis High School, are being recognized for the work that they do mentoring youth at Annapolis Middle School. Many of the programs are very innovative, and the mentors themselves are an inspiration. What a way to learn how you can make a difference, and yet you don't need special education. You don't need criteria that you have to meet except for being a good, upstanding citizen who wants to have a place in the life of a child. And it's a great event, lots of good food, and lots of celebrating, as I said, for these very worthwhile people and programs.
Great. So for folks out there who want to participate in this program, how can they get more information?
Well, they can contact the Volunteer Center, 410-897-9207, or send me an email, Faye, F-A-Y, at volunteerannearundel.org. And of course, a website is the same, volunteerannearundel.org.
Great. That's a mouthful, the email address there.
I know.
Well, let me ask you this. During these tough economic times, is the need for volunteers great now?
Oh, it is growing every day. Programs are so short-handed, short-staffed. They rely more than ever on volunteers. And the thing about the programs that are, for instance, being recognized are the wonderful support they give to volunteers. You need them, you want them to be connected, but you need them to be trained and to be mentored themselves and to be able to make an effective impact as a volunteer. So that's another thing we're trying to work towards here in Anne Arundel County.
Great, great. Well, great information. I really appreciate it. And I know the folks out there will really appreciate too, and all this information. And jumping to Pastor Menendez, I just saw you last week, and congratulations to your son who just opened up a business on B&A Boulevard in Glen Burnie. And so it's great to see that. I know you really instill a lot of great values in the people you work with and also your own children. So congratulations on that. And also congratulations, you're one of the recipients for the Mentor Awards.
Yes, we are.
Okay, great. Could you talk a little bit about your organization and what you all do?
Absolutely. We're Restoration Community Development Corporation, as you said, and we operate several programs. Two that are being honored by the Volunteer Center are our YES program, which is Youth Empowerment Services for males ages 12 to 18 in Anne Arundel County, and also our Gems and Jewels mentoring program that we've had now at Bates Middle School for this is our 12th year. So we're really, really excited to be a part of this and to actually have everyone know that how important it is to have volunteers and the impact that the volunteers make on our children.
Great. And with the organization that you have, how can people get get involved in your organization?
Oh, absolutely. They can contact our office because what we do is we actually work on the school campuses of Anne Arundel County Public Schools, and we provide an opportunity for them to service us with their own career knowledge, education, academics, doing just service with them, sharing their professions with us for our children because that's what they need. You know, if they can just give 30 minutes of their time, that's an investment in our future of our young people, and it is so desperately needed. We feel that all children are capable of success. That is our mantra, no exceptions, and they need 4 things: an anchor parent, caring, nurturing adults, opportunities to succeed, and high expectation. And those volunteers become caring, nurturing adults, who we call them treasure hunters, and they also provide opportunities to succeed and high expectations for our children for them to be successful.
Great. And what is contact information for folks to get in contact with the organization? They
can call us on 410-267-6350.
Okay, great. Thank you, Pastor Menendez. And congratulations to you again in the organization, and thank you for being on the show, Pastor Menendez. And Faye, thank you for being on the show and for all the hard work you all do out there. There's a tremendous amount of human resources that are out there in this county, and especially during these times where the economy is trying to recover, it's good to have a good source of volunteers and for people to get involved. So we really appreciate all the work you do. So for all those folks out there, you heard it from these 2 ladies, to please come out and get involved. And again, the celebration for the Mentor Awards will be on Thursday, March 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Roger Pitt Moyer Recreation Center in Annapolis. And for more information, you can also check out the Faye's website. What's that website again?
www.volunteerannearundel.org.
Great. Thank you very much to both of you. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mark, and thanks to Cheryl Menendez for her contributions to the community.